Howdy folks, welcome back to Vinokmal Arc. We're going to take a break from 50 State Series today, and we're going to fly in Papua New Guinea. At the time of this recording, I got a request or a suggestion 2 days ago that said why not stop by Papua New Guinea sometime, and here we are. Of course, in terms of upload schedule, this was like a month and a half ago, but at the time of recording, a couple days ago. So I came up with a Papua New Guinea flight. Cute little 68 nautical mile flight, and that's what we're going to do. We're in the mountains. We are next to Mount Giluwe, whatever, Giluwe. The city that we're in is Mendi, and we're going to fly east-ish to Mount Hagen. There's a mountain nearby. You can't see it because of where we are, but we'll see when we get in the air. It's around, I promise. There's a big mountain. That's the Mount Giluwe. Well, as a town is Mendi, and that's where we are in Papua New Guinea. Right, I believe it's the dead center of the country, more or less. I was going to fly the outer islands, but I'm like, you know what? Let's do something in the middle of the country. Now, looking at the airplane, this is the Beaver, the SoulMadeSim Beaver. I know I said I was never going to fly it again because of the issues that it has in X-Plane 11, because it is not at all supposed to be an X-Plane 11 aircraft. There's a neat little patch, though, that kind of helps the ground handling, but the flaps don't work. If you put out any flaps, you're going to roll to the right and crash, as you saw in the last video with this aircraft. We crashed and burned hardcore, and all the flights before that were kind of crashes and burning, most of them, because this plane just doesn't work in X-Plane 11. But I'm going to do the best I can. I really miss this thing. This was the first payware aircraft I purchased back in the X-Plane 10 days. And the reason I purchased it was because I flew on this. This was my first and only small plane I've been on in real life. Was this little guy. Just like this, except it was on floats. And I got to sit in the co-pilot seat and do a sightseeing tour. So when I saw it was for X-Plane 10 back in the day, I purchased it. I can't believe I purchased software. That was my first time purchasing software add-on for anything, any genre. But anyway, that is how I came to get this. I bought it at the same time as the B1900D because that was my children's first small aircraft, was the B1900D. So reasons for this, nostalgic reasons, and I miss it so much. It sounds and looks amazing. It doesn't fly very well, so we're going to do the best we can. I believe the ground handling is fixed. Always have a workaround for the ground handling, which is simply pull your props back as far, almost back all the way. But landing is another story. I might not even try flap. I was thinking we would try flaps and then bring them in, but I think once you roll, you're a goner. So we might just try to land without flaps, which means you have to come in fast, which means you're going to bounce, which means it's going to be a terrible landing. I'm going to say that right now. That's because it doesn't work. I used to be, in X-Plane 10, I used to land this thing perfectly every time. So I know how to fly it. It just doesn't work in X-Plane 11. So we'll do the best we can. Use our imagination. If we crash and burn, then we'd crash and burn. But if we land somewhat decently, we just pretend it was smooth. So that is why this airplane is back out, because I miss it so much. We'll see how it goes today if I bring it out again, though. Otherwise, we have to get going here. So let's hop inside. Let's get our fuel set. Is it this preset? Yeah, fuel in the middle section there. Let's see here. I sure hope our flight time's less than 1:30. We have wheel weather turned off, simply because of the difficulty of flying this thing. I'm not even going to bother putting in wind. We're just going to fly with the weather off, some cirrus clouds, hop back outside, remove the static elements here, which is, where's on this one? Pre-flight elements. And we will close the doors from out here because finding the click spots can be kind of a challenge sometimes. So we'll just close the doors like so from out here. Let's hide that, hop inside. Is it this one? To hide the yoke, you push that dot. Alrighty, check the props, already did. Props back forward again, there we go. Now, if you're wondering if this is going to be updated, where's my, there it is. My presets for this doesn't match my other aircraft. If you're wondering if this can be updated, I don't know. Nobody knows. The developer is one person, and as amazing as this is, he's just too busy. I know he started an X-Plane 11 version, but I have it on my list to check every once in a while. I know there are other Beavers out there by other companies, but even in the condition this one is in, they just don't match this aircraft. So I will not buy another Beaver unless this gets updated. If it does get updated, I'll be the first in line and I will pay full price. I will not beg for a discount or free. I mean, I will pay full price for a new Beaver if this is updated ever. So I do plan on it. It's just not an option right now. So anyway, back to our checklist, both battery switches on the big ones. There we go. This is my very first checklist I ever wrote. So it says battery switches, the big red ones. Because this is like my first time doing something for real. So I have all these funny notes. Nav lights and cabin lights. All right, I know how to use these now. Excuse me for clearing my throat there. Pulse light, yes. Instrument lights, yes. Landing lights, no. Beacon, yes. Nav is when we get closer to the end of the runway. But because my checklist is written before I knew what I was doing, I'm going to turn on now because I will forget to update my checklist. Select the fuel tank. We'll use the middle for now. Pump the red lever. I think it's... where's my preset for this one? There we go. Pump the lever until the dial gets in the middle, which is this dial right there. And I have it all written up. Pump the red lever down below 15 times to the upper left engine gauge as needle pointing to the right. Of course, now I know what that means. Primer. There's a primer somewhere. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Throttle up a quarter. Oh, let's pull this back here. Throttle up a quarter. Mixture all the way up. Fuel boost. Oh my gosh, my presets. I'll tell you why I'm having a hard time in a minute with my presets. I just want to get this going. Fuel boost. Starter switch. Let prop spin for 4 seconds. Red incognito 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. It should start up. Uh-oh. Is this going to run? Did the update break this thing? I did my fuel tank. I did my fuel boost. I did my primer. I did this. Why won't that start? Why aren't we starting? Let me just give it tons of fuel. Here we go. Okay, let me see if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong, and I'll make a cut in the video. I'll be right back. Well, folks, I've been at this for 15 minutes now, including starting with the engine open, or starting with the engines on while I reload the aircraft, reloaded the sim with engines running, and it just won't run. So I'm going to preheat the element a minute here and see if that has anything to do with it. Let's give it one more shot. And no, it just isn't. Just doesn't want to work for us here. I don't know what the deal is. I'm clicking things and unclicking things just to see if there's like a bug. Let's change the wheels. And I'm just like changing every switch, turning them all off, turn them all on. And it just isn't gonna stay running for us. So yeah, I mean, it's preheating. Let's get that preheat up. Yeah, see, that just makes that shoot up, see? So it's like instant. Don't have to wait for it. I've been trying all the different fuel tanks, including having it off somewhere, wherever that click spot is. I've tried this, that. I've tried turning this off just to see, you know, maybe there's a glitch or a bug. I've had my props on, props off, fuel forward, fuel off. What I'm doing right now, I'm moving all this stuff around while I talk here. And it looks like this just won't get started. So instead of editing this out, obviously because you're watching it, we're just going to switch to the Beaver, we're going to switch to the Twin Otter, I guess. Go from the DHC2 to the DHC6. I'm going to reload the sim with the Otter. And sad as it is, we will be right back. So here I am, the Twin Otter. Sorry for the long, lengthy introduction with the Beaver that we're not going to use. In fact, I can never use that again. It won't even start in 11.21 apparently. I'll go on the forum, see if other people have that problem. But otherwise, here we are. We brought in an alternative form of transportation so that we can get people going. So let's quickly get the doors open here and get some lights on so people can start boarding this thing. Do you love how you can turn lights on without having any power at all? That's kind of a funny little glitch that I noticed. All right, here we go. Let's quickly get this going here. And why aren't these lights turning on with external power? Because, duh, I didn't turn on external power. Boom. Everybody get your baggage in? Good, doors are closing. Let's get out of here. All right, there's the end of that. Here we go. We got to quickly get moving. We got to get some more lights on, though. And the no smoking, and the fasten seatbelt, and the general entrance so people can see what they're doing. And this one is already on. Let's turn that one on. We're about to start. What else do we need to do? I think that is it. Alrighty, let's see. Make sure the parking brake is set. And it is. And what is next? The fuel and the payload come down here to our little black book. Weight and balance. And not a whole lot of people today. Just a few people and some lovebirds in the back. A little bit of luggage to balance us out. Fuel should be already in the middle, and it is. That should be plenty of fuel for where we're going. It's a very short trip, especially for this aircraft. Let's hide that. What do we need to do here? Remove the control lock. And let's see, what do we do next? Alright, turn on the battery switch, which I believe is here. There we go. Turn on the DC master. Remove the GPU. Because we're on battery, we do this a little bit differently than some of the other aircraft. Turn on some lights because we are ready to start up in a moment. And we're going to do now emergency lights to arm. Way up to go down on that one. Alright, so for here, we're going to do our GPS and our flight plan before we actually start the aircraft, since avionics are already on. Which you sometimes don't want to turn avionics on until you're up and running, but for this aircraft, for some reason, we do this now. At least the way it's simulated. So here we go, GPS, radios, turn these all on. Like this. We're not using ADF, we'll put on anyway. Flight plan, we don't have one because we were going to go completely VFR in the Beaver. So let's just put in our destination since we can. Delete, yes, and we're just going to, nope, not that one. This one. Nope. Come on. I'm trying to get that. Is it? There we go. Now we want to do this. What was it that we want to do? Alpha Yankee Mike Hotel. There we go. And we will just go. Whoop. Dang it. Doing that again. It's hard to find the spot. There we go. We're just going to go direct right there. Just visually, pretty much. 42 miles. There we go. Zoom it out. See? That's all it is. Except there's a big mountain right here, so we have to go around it. So we're just still going to be visual. I just want to put that in there just to see it. We can't follow that path, though. We'll be in big trouble. All right, altimeter barometer. Doesn't matter because weather's turned off. I still turned it off. We had it off for the Beaver. We're just going to keep it off. 299.2, and there it is. Test the caution lights. You come up here. There we go. Test. One more. I guess that was test, and then we should be able to see everything. Whoa, that got strange. Why is my preset all weird like that? Anyway, here we go. Sounds like in hurry I am, because the time I used for that Beaver was supposed to be flight time, because I am actually on a time crunch for life. My children are at their friend's house, or my 10-year-old is at his girlfriend's house with his brother watching a movie, and I was going to fly, and I just lost half an hour, so I got to get going. Anyway, here we go. Now it's time to close some doors. We're going to close the baggage door that I think already did. Yes, so that can actually go away. We will close this door and hop back here and close that door and hop over there and close the other door and get this thing started. Fuel boost. Where's my sets for these presets? I try to keep the same presets in every airplane so it's all similar. Like this is generally this, that, the other thing. But every once in a while, aircraft are different enough that my presets are unique to the aircraft, and I get thrown off sometimes. I made 20 presets per airplane. That's a lot to remember. All right, fuel levers. Whoa, let's reset all this because it was set up for the Beaver. All right, fuel levers. Forward. Throttles. Quarter forward. Both ignition igniters. I think these are backwards, but we're going to flip them the opposite way. Flick engine left to start. And this one's starting, right? Around better luck than the Beaver did. Everything's spinning around like it is. All right, let's do the other one. We're supposed to let them stabilize, but we're in a hurry. And now it's not even... there, it's like stuck. Okay, here we go. There's a stereo sound. Let's hop outside. And let's see what this looks like. There we go. Simple enough. Alrighty, generators to reset and then close. Down to go down on this one at least. Some of these are down to go up. Some are down to go down. The engine igniters off. Turn those off. There we go. Air bleed on. Where are you? Both of them. Temp and climate. We're going to do auto and cool. Moderately anyway. De-icer we can mess with if we want to. I don't think it's simulated. I just like to play with buttons and switches. Auto. There you go. Pitot heat is somewhere around here. There it is. Make sure warnings and cautions are out. Hey, they are. That means we did something right. Taxi lights can come on. Props forward as far as we need to get rolling. The pitch should change. The sound should change. There we go, and it did. Oh, not that much. Jeez, okay. Alright, here we go. We can use flaps on this thing. We'll do flaps 10 now. And now we need to back up, which is a good time to test reversers. We're just going to go right there. So let's take out the parking brake. Test reversers. Reversers aren't working. Come on, reversers. Come on, reversers. There we go. I'm going to go this way. Here we go. And I've read that they do use reversers in real life sometimes to back up. I've also read they never use reversers in real life to back up, so I don't know the truth. Maybe they used to, but not anymore. I don't know. Anyway, there we are. Let's hold the parking brake. Actually, no, we don't need a parking brake. We are going to go on the runway. So we're just going to hop out here, or back here, and bring props back to taxi position. They should change sound a little bit, and they do. And here we go. Let's slow down a little bit. Yep, not so fast. I'll keep it with me for the taxi, since we normally don't get that. We normally make cuts. But such a quick taxi, we're just going to quickly back taxi, 150 feet or so. Looks like there's a nice little turnaround for us, and we'll make use of it. If we were a bigger plane, we'd stay on that yellow line because we don't want our main gear to clip, but we're a small enough plane. We are just going to swing around like this. Simple as that. Alright, I'm really bummed that Beaver didn't start, but you know what? Such is life. Alright, here we go. We actually lined up for once. And whoa, that's because of the way we're balanced. Set the parking brake. Hop inside. General entrance lighting can come off now, like so. And taxi lights can come off. Landing lights can flick on. Start the clock. We do have a clock in this. It's over here. And there we go. That is started. Props forward. Takeoff speed 65 to 70. And IS hold. Now, when we climb out of here, we can go to the left. We're basically going to make a U-turn and then go around the mountain. You'll see in a moment. Let's just get going. Here we go. My thumb's on the rudders because I have rudder control on my yoke, not my feet. I'm still working on getting rudders for my feet. It'll make life a lot easier, I think, even when landing, because I'm thinking of an additional access with my hands when I'm trying to land, which would be nice moving my feet. Airspeed's well alive. There's our rotate speed. There we go. No gear, but we're going to step on the brakes to stop the brake, or stop the wheels from spinning, and flaps coming in. And we're going to climb a little bit here. Then we're going to make a very, very sharp turn to the left. I was thinking when I was looking at this on the map, we probably could just go around the mountain to the south here. Like so, where we'd actually go that way around the mountain. But I don't want to. I want to cut through between mountains. So we're going to make a very sharp turn to the left. And make sure we're actually climbing while we do so. And everybody hang on to your hats, because we are going to climb and turn around right over the town of Mendi. And there we go. So this mountain is right pretty much there. We're so close, though, it doesn't really look terribly exciting. But it's there, I promise. So we're going to go up a little bit, check out this town. And then we get enough climb to get over these mountains, we will turn to the right and then follow our GPS. But we can't follow GPS yet. Let's hop outside. There's the mountain right off the wing tip right there. That's the mountain right there that we're going around. This mountain right next to us is not the mountain. It's off there in the distance on the horizon. But anyway, we need to climb so we can get between these mountains. Otherwise, it's looking good. Wow, that is a steep climb. Look how high we are already. And how hard it is to drive. How hard it is to fly from the outside. Now, the only thing I can think of with that Beaver not starting is because our altitude was like 5,500 feet, I think. But surely that airplane can start at 5,500 feet, right? Maybe that was a problem. I'll have to check it on another runway. Yeah, 5,500 feet. What a good guess. Maybe that's why it didn't start. I don't know, that wouldn't have made sense, but maybe. Anyway, there's your mountain that we're talking about right there behind the pillar. Let's lean our head back a little bit. There we go. There's your Mount Giluwe. I apologize, I don't know the pronunciation. But we're just going to sneak right here between the mountains, right without between those windshield wipers, and then we'll follow our path. So I want to do some sightseeing, of course, but I'm also really enjoying hand flying this, so autopilot is not engaged right now. I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to fly while you do some sightseeing. As far as cruise checklist, nothing really. You would just use IS hold to climb. We're a little slower than our ideal climb rate, but that's just because I want to get up and over this terrain. Otherwise, coming down, I think it's like 92 or something is the ideal. I can't exactly remember, but so we're a little slow for ideal climb, but we're just going to leave it like this. In fact, I'm hands-free. Not autopilot, but I'm hands-free. I just trimmed down a little bit to get a little more speed. Otherwise, fuel boost we're going to keep on, I think. I suppose we could turn it off at some point. I just don't have it. I have it turned off at the end. So fuel boost will stay. Landing lights will keep on the whole time. What else am I going to do here? That's it. Flaps have been in a long time. Fixed gear. 4 minutes into flight. And we're already gained quite a bit of altitude. There's our mountain. You can see it nicely now. We'll never get that high, but I'm going to give you some sightseeing while I try to hand fly. And then we'll pop back in and follow the GPS line once it's safe to go close to this mountain. I'll catch you in a moment. Alright, we're coming up on 12,000 feet, so I'm going to slowly level off. I'm going to level off by trimming. I'm not going to worry too much about being exactly right. But we are going to get you autopilot. So what I'm going to do is I'll flip this on. No, I'm not. I'm going to set our heading bug first. Set our heading bug, and then we'll just hit heading, which will flip on autopilot, and we'll do Alt, which will keep us at 12,060, 12,055 now. Keep us there. That'll hold altitude the old-fashioned way. Oh, we're still climbing, though. Why are we still climbing? We shouldn't be climbing. I pushed Alt. Now it's settled in. Okay, 12,060. Heading bug is set, so we can get around this mountain. We could climb a little bit more, but as soon as we get off past this farm field, our train's going to come way down. So I don't need to go any higher than this. We just need to clear this terrain a little bit and get past this mountain, which is awesome. Otherwise, that's the simplest use of autopilot. Heading bug and alt. Boom. That's what the Beaver would have been. Otherwise, we could engage GPS, although that would give us a problem, because that would bring us right into the mountain. So we can't use GPS. We're not going to worry about alt alert and setting this. We're just going to keep it the way we have it. Easy version as possible. Otherwise, a little bit more sightseeing, I think. And once we clear the terrain, meaning once we come around the mountain, we'll get closer and closer to our GPS path. We have a ways to go before we get to our destination. I mean, we're not even halfway there, so well, plenty of time to come back in. Of course, I was planning on just doing a purely instrument or purely visual approach because we were going to be in the Beaver. So no instruments when we get to the airport. We'll just pick a runway. Again, there's no weather because I wasn't going to use it, which makes this thing really easy to fly. But so that's the plan. So a little bit more sightseeing. Looks like we have some gorgeous terrain to look at coming up here. Wow. So I'm going to stop talking so I don't interrupt the beauty with my voice. And I'll let you enjoy the beauty of the landscape, and I'll catch you in a little bit when it's time to make some kind of move. Alright, and your airfield already is right over there somewhere. Is it over here? No. Up here maybe. Somewhere, oh there it is. There we go. Somewhere in this open area is your airfield. I guess we can just fly right in on that runway, whatever that's going to be. Let's set ourselves up for that in a moment. In fact, since we are VFR, coming over this cliff into this valley, let's just use heading bug now. And line up for that runway. So let's get our airport information. And let's see. So yeah, that'll be runway probably 8, I'm guessing. Oh, it's 5,362 feet. Now I do have a question for everybody out there. Whoa, it updated. There's an NDB here. But it's 4 numbers. So it won't tune in anything because it's 4 numbers. There's also 4 numbers on SkyVector because I did see it on SkyVector. So how do you tune a 4-digit NDB frequency instead of a 3-digit? I can't figure it out. I googled it. Can't find anything. So if you know, please tell me because I can't figure it out. Here's our ADF here. I can only get 3 digits. And like I said, SkyVector and everything has 4. So anyway, back to what we're doing. We want to get down to 5,000 feet. We got to come down 7,000. So let's kill autopilot, bring throttles all the way back, give ourselves some room to circle, and we are going to nosedive this thing while trying to be somewhat realistic. We're at 12,000 feet. We got to get down to 5,300. No instruments to guide us to the airport. We just need to use our eyes and keep our eye on the prize over there while we nosedive this thing. And I came this way so we could circle a little bit. There's that big mountain range cliff I was talking about a moment ago. There's the airport right there. We hopefully can just fly straight in, not have to circle. too much more. Well, our throttles are back. Our speed is nice and slow. Landing lights are already on. Gears are already down because it's fixed. We'll do flaps as we get closer. If we do lose airport, we can use GPS to point us in the general direction, runway orientation and everything. Knowing that the airport is about 80 degrees or so, we will set this to there. We don't know the exact magnetic heading of the airport. We just know it's about 80 degrees because it's runway 8. We're at 9,000 coming down fast. We're getting kind of close to the train now. So let's level off a little bit. And we'll get ready to turn on a final here in a moment. Although I don't know exactly the orientation of the runway now. We may have passed it. We can always pull up the map on our iPad. Yeah, we passed it a little bit. We're going to land right there on the short runway because we can. So let's start turning now towards the 80 degrees, and that should get us in the ballpark. And then as we get closer, we'll figure out what we need to do. So if we look out here, we should see the runway right up there. It is. Don't even need to zoom in. There it is right there. We have the runway in sight, runway 8. So now we can not do anything drastic or unrealistic. We'll keep it as realistic as possible. Otherwise, altimeter is already set because weather's turned off. So now it's just a matter of flying in and losing altitude. We're almost down to 7,000 already. We're at 8,700. So we're good. I see the runway. We are going very slowly just so that I can give us time to come down. But now that we are down close enough, we're going to actually level off a little bit. Give this thing a lot more throttle because we're a couple miles away. 6.5. We don't need to come to a crawl yet. It'll be a very long approach if we do that. So let's look around a little bit, sightsee very quickly while I try to keep this thing under control. Very beautiful area, as I always say. In real life, this must just be the most amazing, stunning thing you have ever seen. I just can't get enough of this. So there we go. Let's hop back inside and make sure we're doing okay. We're at 6,800. Let's level off a little bit because we don't want to come down quite yet. Let's line up with that runway. We'll have a few more looks out the windows. And then we'll... Ooh, there's a city right there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, imagine we're by the Mount Hagen. The city of Mount Hagen. I don't know if that's it or not, but if it isn't, it's a pretty big village. Alright, yeah, that has to be it because I don't see any other buildings. Alright, here we go. We're lined up with the runway. We know it's about 80 degrees or so. We're going to come in at the speed. Approach at about 100, 110. Do I have it written down? I don't have those details written down. It's just... Oh, yes, I do. Approach at 100 knots. Flaps 20, 75, touchdown. Flaps 30. So, keep our speed up a little bit. We're not quite ready for flaps. Let's try to level off a little bit, though. We are coming down pretty close. So we're going to pitch. We don't want to pitch up to level off. We want to increase throttle to level off. Pitch would be for speed. So a lot more throttle so we can level off. Throttle is almost full, but because we're at altitude, it's not doing a whole lot. In fact, we're still coming down. There we go. Now we're starting to rise. We want to slow down now, so we'll pitch up for speed, but we'll bring throttles back so we don't ascend. They work together. So we're pitching up for speed to slow down, but we don't want to rise. So I brought throttles back. I brought throttles back even more now to get about a 500-foot descent. We'll do first set of flaps, or flaps 20. That's actually second set of flaps. There we go. Nice. We got increased throttle though because there's a lot more drag. So we do increase throttle for speed for a moment just to get going. Otherwise, I'm going to pitch down for speed as well. And the increase of throttle will keep us from going less than 500 feet per minute, as so. So there's 400 feet per minute right there. Let's keep around 500 feet per minute, and we've slowed down. So I pitched down to get a little bit more speed, and gave it a bunch of throttle to overcome the drag, and then I adjusted the throttle so our descent stayed about 500 feet per minute. So it all works together. Yes, if I point straight up, we'll slow down and climb. And yes, if I gun it, we'll climb and speed up. But it works together. So here we go. Bringing back throttles now because I'm going to pitch up to slow us down, but I don't want to climb, so throttles are coming back too. So see, they work together. I don't know why I'm to the right of the runway. It's kind of funny because there's no wind. I guess I'm just talking too much. So here we go. We're at a good touchdown speed. Let's do flaps 30 now. And a little bit more throttle to overcome the drag. Not too much throttle because we still want to descend. pitch down for speed because we're going a little bit too slow, although for a short runway that's kind of fun. Let's not sink though. Let's keep it under control. And we're a little slower, almost at stall speed. That's okay. I want to see how short we can land this thing. So here we go. Throttles to idle. We'll start our flare. Well, do we touch down? I don't think so. And there we go. Touchdown. Nose wheel down gently. I don't know why I'm right of the center line. Reversers. Are they going to work? Yes, they are. And look at that. No brakes. Let's do brakes. Let's see how fast we can stop. There we go. And why are we tipping over? Why are we tipping backwards? Flaps coming in the rest of the way. Alright, here we go. So for some reason, the last couple flights in this, I feel like we've been in a big pickup truck. It seems like we're way off the ground, but we're not. So a little floaty on the landing because I wasn't sure where the ground was. Again, without peripheral vision, you know, it's hard to tell where the ground is sometimes. But anyway, no excuses. 25.5 minute flight time. We'll stop that right there. And there's a taxi over there, so we'll just roll this out, bring props back to taxi here. Alright, keep our speed kind of hasty. We want to get off this runway. Anyway, we stopped slower than we normally would, but I want to see how quickly we get stopped. So good, no bounces or anything. A little bit of float, I apologize, but we made it. Alright, here we go. Let's get ready to slow this down. Oh, that's not a taxiway, that's a... What? Where's a taxiway? Oh, it just kind of does like this weird bike trail thing. Oh, that's so you can turn around. Okay. Okay, I got it now. This first exit is to turn around. Man, that's a narrow taxiway for a plane, because this is not a big plane. Wait. Where's the taxiway? Is that a road? I thought that was a taxiway back there, but it's like a road that they used the taxiway material when they built the 2D airport. Okay, I guess we do have the back taxi then. Very strange. Well, I guess we get to use the little racetrack anyway. Huh. Alright. Well, we'll stay here to make sure we don't go on the grass, and we'll be very hasty in our back taxi. Because I don't want to spend too much time taxiing. There's nothing to look at. Although that mountain that just popped into view, that's pretty amazing. Alright, so as we taxi here, let's turn our landing lights off. Make sure we're not going to crash. Come up here, turn our taxi lights on. Turn on the entrance lights so people can start gathering their belongings. Even though we are still just back taxiing on the taxiway. But I believe if we go up here to the left and use the other runway, there's some parking up there, it looks like. And we get to enjoy that amazing mountain off in the distance. How wonderful is that? We came from the mountain towards the left, though. The one on the right, we didn't come from there. We came from straight ahead and to the left. No, there's that cliff I was talking about when we came over the cliff and did our little nosedive on the horizon. Alright, so we're going to make a sharp turn back here. Like so. And then we'll turn over here. Alrighty. So there we have it. Let's park this thing. Whoop, don't slow down now. We need to park this thing. So we already stopped the clock, turned on the taxi lights, turned on the main lighting so people can collect their belongings. What do we need to do here? We just need to park and shut this thing down. Then people can be on their way. And then we're going to take a brief look at that Beaver again at a lower altitude and see if perhaps the high altitude is why I wouldn't start. Although I wouldn't think 5,500 feet is very high. But I've had some issues in the 727 like that too, where above like 5,000 feet I have to use high altitude rules to start it. So maybe that's our problem. So anyway, we're just going to park this thing somewhere. I guess right here is better than any while we look at the mountains in the distance, because look at that. Super awesome. Alright, let's park this thing here, bring props back. Well, let's get the tail off. There we go, and set the parking brake, hop inside. What do we need to shut this thing down? Taxi lights can come off. Props to feather, which I did. GPS and radios can come off. I think that stays on in this. Yes, it does, but these can come off. Like so. Fuel boost cut off. Oh, fuel boost off. Fuel cut off. Off. The rest of our lights can come off now because your engines have stopped, so all this can come off. That can come off. Fast, or the smoking will stay on. Fast and seatbelt can come off. Those can come off. We'll keep that on. We'll hook up the GPU if I can get to my book from here, and I can. GPU, and we'll open the doors while we're at it. There we go. From here, can I see this from here? On, there we go. And that can turn off. And these can turn off. And those can turn off. And all this can turn off. Basically everything we turned on turns off now. There we go. This can go to disarm. That's already on. We already have our lighting here turned on. We never turned that off. There we go. Let's turn these on because we can. It's fun to do that. Otherwise, let's reach back and open that for them. Then we'll come up front and open up the door for us. And our co-pilot is running out too, by the way. I think that's everything. Yes, it is. All right, welcome to Papua New Guinea. Actually, we started in Papua New Guinea too, didn't we? Took off and landed in the same country. Very, very beautiful. Thank you for the suggestion to my subscriber who suggested that. Hope you enjoyed the flight. I'm not going to sign off yet because we're going to hop into the Beaver again now at an airport near sea level. I'll just pick a place. We'll see if we can start this Beaver. I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are. We're going to reset, we're going to try to start this Beaver here. And here we are with the doggone preset problem. I can't remember my presets because this airplane is so different. Alright, I don't know. We're going to turn things on. I got all my fuel and everything the way it needs to be. We're going to pump this thing until it gets in the middle. I gotta get better room here so I actually pump this thing up all the way. There we go. Come around here. There's a primer here 3 times. Already got the batteries on. We're just going to turn this on. Already got fuel tank selected. Let's see if this starts. 3, 4. And it still won't start. So, not an altitude thing. I didn't tell you where we were. Can you tell where we are? We're in San Francisco. I just wanted to pick an airport. I'm like, what airport is on sea level that I can think of super fast? And I picked San Francisco because we're 13 feet above sea level. So I still can't start this. Let me try one more time, see if I'm missing something. That's forward, that's forward. I primed it. This thing down here is in the green. We can preheat the elements, I guess. That makes it all the way up to here. Am I screwing something up here? No, I don't think so. Let's try a different fuel tank. That's on. I mean, these lights shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. But we'll turn them on anyway. And let's try one more time. If it doesn't work, I gotta give up the ghost, I guess. Let's give that some fuel. 4 seconds. And try again. Nope. And now we're on fire even. So now we're on fire. What? Wait, it's like running. Okay, now it's running, but it's on fire? Did I flood it before? That's strange. Did I flood it? Could you flood this thing? Very interesting. Okay, well. Should we bring it back up to Papua New Guinea and try it again? Let's bring it to Papua New Guinea and try it again. Okay, so here we are. We're back in Papua New Guinea. Let's see if we can... Let's see if we can get this thing going for once and for all. In fact, some of the stuff is already set. That's already set. It's already primed, I guess, because it's already set from a moment ago in San Francisco. And now it's running. So did I flood it? Can you flood this thing? How bizarre is that? Well, we're not going to redo the flight because we just did it, but... Okay, we're running. Interesting. So I don't know what I could have done differently. I must have flooded this thing here. I must have pumped it up too high. Can I flood it if I play with this? I wonder if I can flood it. If I keep going crazy. Do not exceed 5. I really don't know what happened. I think he has to do with the fuel thing, because remember in the turbo, the aero sometimes, when you do the tank test from left to right back. It doesn't always catch on both tanks. It'll stall sometimes. You do enough times it works. So that might have been what it is. I don't know. Oh well, I would have liked to flown this flight in the Beaver instead of the Twin Otter. Made for a kind of a strange video, but that means I'll just pull out the Beaver again soon. Don't know where, because I do have a bunch of flight plans. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to throw the Beaver in somewhere. Otherwise, anyway, hope you enjoyed the flight. For every subscriber, thank you for continuing support. If you found me by accident, so please like, please subscribe. If this is the first time you've seen me, this was not a normal video. I normally don't change aircraft in the middle. But hey, first time for everything, right? We can mix things up a little bit. Anyway, I got a couple flights to plan and figure out where I'm going to squeeze in this Beaver. I'll catch you on the next one.